That was a lot of fun, and it really is exciting to see what all went on in a year in a little snippet of time. And it just, I had the best job in the world. I do want to highlight real briefly 3 specific areas from the year that we feel had some significant accomplishments: networking, workforce development, and tourism. And I've got some guests here tonight that are going to share a little bit about the impact that you as chamber members and chamber programs have made on them. First area is networking. One of our goals that was set for us by our board and our members and our Belton Tomorrow strategic plan was to provide some new and meaningful networking opportunities that helped us impact the business environment here in Belton and strengthen the traditional business after hours. And we've accomplished this through social media efforts, broadcast marketing, luncheons, and our new event, Shakers and Stirs. If you've been to Shakers and Stirs, will you raise your hand? Yeah, it's a load of fun. It's a high-speed networking event. We learned a lot from some of our neighboring chambers that were leaders in an event like that, and it was certainly a call for a new opportunity. So we're excited to see how well that's going. And we have Richard Wood from Summersville Retreat Center that's just going to briefly tell you what it's done for him.
A few notes here. Good evening, everybody. I've been asked to speak for a couple of minutes about my experiences with Shakers and Stirs. I know it's helped me in at least 3 ways. Number 1, I have mastered my elevator speech. Here it is. Hi, I'm Dick Wood. My wife and I are directors of Summersville Retreat and Conference Center, located just east of town on FM 1123, about halfway between Belton and Holland, where the Salado Creek crosses FM 1123. We have 3 meeting rooms capable of holding groups from 30 to 200. We have on-site catering, hike and bike trails, exotic animals. We have overnight accommodations for up to 200 people. Come out and see what you've been missing at Summersville. Check. Second thing I learned was, having been a host of Shakers and Stirs and having these people out there, I had the opportunity to showcase my business to 40 other decision makers in local businesses. Many of these people had never heard of or been to the retreat. Such exposure. You can't pay for that. And it was a great way to advertise what we do there. And they're a captive audience. The third thing I learned, and this is the most important thing that came out of Shakers and Stirs for me this year. By attending Shakers and Stirs, I got to meet and network with local business leaders. I got to visit and learn about their businesses and sample their products. I now have several new places that I can confidently refer my guests to because I have personally met these people. Being new to Belton myself, this has been my greatest personal reward from Shakers and Stirs. I've made several new friends and found an old one here this evening, seen and been to scores of businesses that I would have never visited. I've become knowledgeable of what's happening in Belton in a very short time. All this while enjoying lunch, having fun, answering some really strange questions. I hope to see you all at Shakers and Stirs in 2012. Thank you.
We host those every month. Jennifer, raise your hand. All you got to do is RSVP with her, and I'm sure there's openings to host one. So, workforce development. We continue to hold 2 job shadow experiences per year for BISD, while also adding job shadow days for Central Texas Christian School this year. We award an annual $1,000 scholarship to a BISD student that's also the child of a chamber member, and 3 new teacher breakfasts a year. But new this year, and if you'll remember last year, we talked about Apprentice Belton. We've been working very hard this year to launch this program, learning and patterning from Apprentice Austin. This is a partnership with the Chamber and UMHD to provide students with a mentoring experience unlike any other. And we're very excited. We have the first inaugural class has been selected, all the mentors in place, and we're ready to launch this program next week. We have have a student with us tonight that's part of the inaugural class, Jasmine Austin, and she's going to come share with you what her expectations of the program are.
Good evening. My name is Jasmine Austin, and I am a senior at Mary Hardin Baylor. And I played volleyball for 4 years, so I'll be a fifth-year senior. But that's okay because I have more time for this program, the Principal program. And they've selected 20 students. One is myself. And we won't know until next Thursday who our mentors are, so we're just building up excitement. But we are so excited and thankful and gracious for this opportunity. Because me personally, once I finished my last year of volleyball, I thought, what's my next step? You know, what am I going to do? But this opportunity pretty much put it in the palm of my hands, like in my lap, and it's like, well, here you go. And I actually was late for a class, and so I was like, well, I just won't go. And I saw this woman sitting in her at her desk, and she just looked bored. So I was like, well, I'll go talk to her. And as I walked in, she said, well, here's the application. Fill it out, bring it in about an hour and a half. I was like, oh, okay. What's a letter of recommendation? So I called my coach. He wrote up something really quick, and I gave it in, and they selected me. Thankfully, they selected me, and so from that moment on, like, I'm not gonna say my life changed yet, but I have a really good feeling about this. And so it depends on who she matches me up with. But on behalf of the whole Princess Belton First Class, thank you so much for this opportunity. We really appreciate it.